I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target!
What up?
PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
What up? Welcome. It's Monday night. I'm tired in the mug, but we're about to do this thing. Where's my volume control? There it is. What's everybody doing tonight? What up, Eternal? Fires in the chat. We got a show tonight. I got to burn through it. Actually, shouldn't take too long. Not a lot in the main story news. Main stories of the week is all Trump. Trump's in the building. Policies are rolling out. So we're going to look at some of those. Look at Ice baby. Dun, 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 dun. Ice. We going to Target. We going to get some PlayStations. Yeah. People might hear that and be like, was he really looting during the BLM riots? No, I was trolling. Because they were breaking into all the Targets and stealing PlayStations. Like that was how we solved police brutality. So I was like, let's go to Target. Anyway. Yeah, policies, Trump policies, ICE rolling out. We had some ICE raids here in Salt Lake City. There's been ICE raids everywhere. We're taking them back. We don't want them here anymore. Nope, you're going to have to take them back. We got all that happening. India's taking back immigrants. Colombia going to take back some immigrants. All of that. We got gay flags banned. We got Spanish languages taken off the White House website. We'll talk about all that. And then we'll talk about Elon's gesture. He was just he was swatting a fly, you know? He was just, get that fly out of here. Was he trolling? Was it a Democrat dog whistle? You know, only Democrats can hear dog whistles, right? Isn't that funny? Get it? You get it? Was it a Democrat dog whistle, or was he just giving his heart to the people? What was it? We'll talk about that. And then in rapid fire news, we got a drama section this week. You guys know I don't like the drama. I don't like covering the drama. But we'll talk a little bit about the Destiny stuff since everybody wants to talk about that. But then I got some better, more important drama for you, drama that actually matters. Is Barack Obama having an affair with Jennifer Aniston? Dun, dun, dun! We'll talk about that. Is it a conspiracy theory, or is that why Michelle didn't show up to the inauguration or the Jimmy Carter funeral? We'll find out here first. I got all the inside deets. It's like inside what's the gossip stuff? What's that gossip thing that they always hit me when I play their stuff? I can't even think of what they're called. Access Hollywood or something. Something like that. We got the drama alert. And then at the end of the show, we're going to do a little Bible thumping. Probably low-key his daughter, Jennifer Aniston. I don't know. Could be. With a white would have be a daughter he made with another white woman, because he didn't make no daughter with Big Mike. Can't make a daughter with a penis. TMZ, that's what I was thinking of. Yes, Dean. Yeah, TMZ does not like when you play their stuff. Some BS. All that. And then at the end, a little Bible thumping, a little deep talk. I'm going to get deep with you and explain why we get strength through suffering, strength through struggles, power. We should rejoice in our struggles. We should learn to love them. And then they're not even struggles anymore. You don't even see them as struggles anymore. You just see it as part of life, what you need to grow. So, hold on. What was that? I got a ding ding in my ear. That was a disconnect connect sound. It's on my phone. I don't know what that was. Anyway, let me open this folder up, and then we'll get right on with the show. How's everybody's Monday going? How's, Monday night kicking the week off right? Nope, wrong folder. This folder. Hold on. Monday night kicking the week off right. The world's a crazy place. And I just report on it. Open a new window. Yes. Yes. All right. So lots of Trump policies. I think we're still in January. So, and speaking of January, I got my Christmas video done, edited, ready to go. Just got to make a thumbnail and post it. Oh, it's Tuesday for you over in Australia. Foster's Australian for beer. The dingo ate your baby. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. Australia. We're going to have a lot of Trump news for like the first 2 months, because they're going to be reporting on every little thing he does. Once he's done putting out a different policy every 2 days, it's just going to be stuff again like, did you hear he said that the burgers were a mile high? He's such a liar. Burgers don't get a mile high, Trump. Nobody could eat that. What a liar. Add it to the list of lies. So lots of Trump stuff this week, and for probably the next little while. And then in the meme section, I didn't save it from my Facebook. In the meme section, we got a make fun of a dumb, crazy cat lady on the internet segment. Because I thought when he got elected in November or January 6th, I was like, I guess it's going to be nice and calm and relaxed on Facebook. I guess all the crazy lefties aren't going to freak out like they did last time. Nope. As soon as the 20th hit, the cat ladies came out from the woodwork. They crept their way out. And they're all back. Dude, it was radio silence from these people on my Facebook page for 4 years while their president destroyed the country. They didn't have nothing to say. And then the first day Trump's back in, I can't believe you guys like this orange man who puts children in cages. The children, think of the children. They're back. And I'm just going to keep triggering them. It's going to be glorious for 4 years. I'm going to keep triggering them, and every week we could do a crazy lefty on the internet segment. And the one this week, I scribbled her name out in the meme, but then she came onto my Facebook page and started her BS. If you're going to do it on my Facebook page, I'm going to show your name. But I forgot to screen grab it, but I'll just tell you the story. But yeah, you come on my Facebook page with that garbage, then I'm going to show your name and your face. You stepped onto the platform. We don't believe in anonymity around here. You want to be on the public platform on your soapbox, you're going to have to stand up with your face out in front of everybody. And if we don't like what you got to say, you get the tomatoes. You get tomatoes, you get tarred and feathered, you get publicly shamed. You get put in the stocks in the middle of the town so we can laugh at you. What up, sweater? Dean, what is wrong with you, Dean? Something wrong with that boy. Something wrong with that boy. All right. News first. All the immigration stuff. Lots of immigration stuff going around. Earlier in the week, Trump ordered ending birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants. And there was a big outcry about this. All the left is saying, it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. And the conservatives should call this out that it's unconstitutional. How is it unconstitutional to say that if you come to America and drop a baby and then anchor yourself to the baby, an anchor baby, that you shouldn't be allowed to do that? We didn't put that in place, the birthright citizenship thing. We didn't put that into place so that people could just come over here pregnant with octuplets and just drop them on the land. And then grandma gets to come over, and grandpa and mom and dad and aunt and uncle and brother and sister. They all get to come over together and anchor themselves to that baby. That's not what it was for. It was for the decent, hardworking, legal immigrants. When they have a kid, it's a citizen. That easy. That's what it's about. What up, Tommy? Tommy T-Bone Davis. It was a... What? Okay. Oh, because Cat farted that one. Okay. No. Cat might be in jail right now. We don't know. We'll stay updated, but who knows? All right. Let's get into this. Birthright citizenship. Oh, yeah, I was already into it. They said it's unconstitutional, but let's read what this article from Fox says, where the expert says key phrases often overlooked in today's subject to the jurisdiction thereof, which demands immigrants' loyalties be to the U.S., not to foreign power. You don't get to be an immigrant if your loyalty's to Chavez. You don't get to be legal. If mommy and daddy, you don't get to be citizens just because of that baby. If your loyalties are to Chavez. So Fox is saying it is constitutional, and I'm not a constitutional expert. I'm not even a constitutional conservative. I'm a Christian conservative. I could really care less about the Constitution. My Constitution is God. But, there's constitutional conservatives out there where if the Constitution says it, it goes. Even though we've seen Democrats change it. We've seen, 23 amendments added to it. Should only have the first 10, the Bill of Rights. All that extra stuff is some mess. Need to get rid of it. But, yeah, so the constitutional conservatives are arguing it is constitutional. The left is saying it's not constitutional. Let's see what Fox has to say. While nearly 24 states are suing to stop President Donald Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship for the children of illegal immigrants, some legal experts, such as Hans von Sabrowski of the Heritage Foundation, that's the ones who did the Project 2025, say the order is perfectly legal under the 14th Amendment and should be upheld by the courts. I strongly believe that Donald Trump is correct that we need to enforce the 14th Amendment as it was originally intended. Spakovsky told Fox News Digital. No doubt there will be lawsuits against it. It'll get to the U.S. Supreme Court, and if the court follows the actual... and our Supreme Court's kind of based right now. Pretty based right now. They're going to go along with Trump. The actual legislative intent and history, they will uphold what Donald Trump has done. As Trump has moved quickly to clamp down on illegal immigration, his most controversial move yet was to issue an executive order ending birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. The order titled Spaghetti. I have my constitutional. Oh no. Coffee and a cigarette. Yeah. Bro, Biden had a weak constitution. We got a guy with a strong constitution up there now. He ain't going to be getting no doo-doo in his britches, if you know what we're talking about. The order titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship states that the privilege of United States citizenship does not automatically extend to persons born in the United States when that person's parents are either unlawfully present in the U.S. or when the parent's presence is lawful but temporary. Like the visas. You don't get to have a dang visa and just come over here and drop some babies and let that be your permanent passport. It don't work that way. 22 Democrat-led states and the ACLU are suing to stop the order, arguing that it violates the 14th Amendment, which states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. The subject to the jurisdiction thereof is the important part there. You can't be subject to dang Guadalupe or I don't know who's some presidents in some other nations. Milei, even though I like Milei, no. Can't be floating over from Cuba. I do this Cuba. However, Spikoski, who's a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation and an authority on civil rights and immigration, told Fox News Digital that the 14th Amendment was never meant to include the children of individuals in the country illegally. They're illegal or temporarily, and that this broad interpretation has led to a widespread birth tourism and abuse. He said the key phrase often overlooked today is subject to the jurisdiction thereof, which necessitates the immigrant's loyalties be to the U.S., not to some foreign power or lack thereof. The 14th Amendment has two key clauses in it. One, you have to be born in the United States, but you also have to be subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. All those who push birthright citizenship just point to that first phrase and ignore the second. He said, I've done a lot of research on this, and I've looked at the original passage of the 14th Amendment and what the phrase meant, subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, according to the original sponsors of the 14th Amendment in Congress, was that you owed your political allegiance to the United States and not a foreign government. There you go. There you go. It's not constitutional. But the Constitution is up for interpretation. That's why we have the Supreme Court be divided so that the ones who interpret it this way can say this, and the ones who interpret it this way can say this, and then they can argue about it, and then they can figure it out. Amanda, you're back. You're not with AIDS gang anymore. You left us. I got eyes everywhere, Amanda. I see you out there running around. Just kidding. I don't care. That means that, okay, we're not going to read any more of this. Let's watch a video clip.
Law enforcement from
I look nice. This is my work. I just got a jacket on. I'm going to work. What up, War Pig Gaming? I got to go to work after this. It's just a jacket and a hoodie. Calm down, ladies. All right, let's watch this clip. What is this from? This is Chicago ICE arrests. So, regardless of the birthright citizenship thing, we are doing ICE raids all over the country. We had some in Salt Lake City, major cities. I've always told you guys Salt Lake City is what I call a soft sanctuary city. They don't openly announce that they're a sanctuary city, but they are. Oh, they are. We got the Hondos and the Pisces posted up on the corner coming over all the time. And I see other people going to jail. I never see them going to jail. It's weird. Or if they do, they get right out. Selling fentanyl, selling meth everywhere. We got all kinds. We're a mini California over here in Salt Lake City. So we're getting the ICE raids. Ice, baby. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. So let's watch this. This is from ABC. ABC 7 Chicago. Let's see what's happening in Chicago.
Multiple federal agencies converge on Chicago. New video tonight
Chicago.
showing ICE
Wrong
and
camera.
other federal agents knocking on doors and making arrests. ICE
Door
confirming,
knockers.
Alongside multiple
Hold on, that's really
federal
quiet, huh?
partners, they've started, quote, conducting enhanced
Bad
targeted
audio.
operations today in Chicago to enforce U.S. immigration law.
If you're in the country legally, it's not okay. It's not okay to violate
Tom
this
Homan.
country.
White House border czar Tom
Beast.
Homan on ABC's This Week, admitting there may be arrests of people with no criminal background, particularly in sanctuary cities.
Are they illegal immigrants? Because I believe that would qualify as a criminal background, hence being illegal. They're illegal. They told me, don't call them illegal immigrants. I said they're illegal.
Sanctuary cities lock us out of the jails. So instead of ICE being able to arrest the bad guy, the criminal alien, and
Papers,
safety
please.
and security of the jail where the officer's safe, the alien's safe, and the public's safe, sanctuary cities release them back in the community.
New pictures released by the Drug Enforcement Agency show
DEA.
Homan and Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove alongside
Well, we hired all those extra IRS agents. Why don't we send them out there with the with ICE? Why is DEA out there? Because a lot of them are cartel. They have the drugs. They've got the drugs.
federal agents in Chicago. ICE says it's working with the FBI, ATF, DEA, Border Patrol, and U.S. Marshals Service.
No IRS?
Chicago Mayor
What are the
Brandon
IRS
Johnson
people doing?
weighing
Send them
in
out
with
there.
a statement tonight saying in
I'm sure these people ain't paying their taxes. Where's IRS at? Get them out there. They're about to get eliminated.
part, there have been confirmed reports
They're
of
going to be
ICE
the
enforcement
ERS now, the
activity in
External
Chicago
Revenue
today.
Service.
Per city code, Chicago police were not involved in this immigration enforcement act.
So the deal with the sanctuary city is just because you're a sanctuary city doesn't mean that ICE can't roll up in your town and start grabbing people up, snatching them. They can do that. The only thing with the sanctuary city is they don't have to cooperate with ICE. They don't have to, if they arrest one of these people and they know they're an illegal immigrant, they just release them. They don't have to report it to ICE. Even if the people have warrants, they don't have to tell ICE. They don't have to have any communication with ICE. This is a separation of church and state, or not church and state, state and federal thing. They use their states' rights to say, we're not going to work with the federal government on the ICE thing. We're not going to turn our immigrants in. We're going to catch them. We're going to let them spend a night in jail, get warm and cozy, give them 3 little meals, and then we're going to let them go. And that's what they do. But just because they're a sanctuary city, ICE can still roll up. They can still pull up and handle business. But the problem is this makes it more dangerous. It'd be better if the cities cooperated with ICE and they said, here's a list of the people. Here's where they live. We know this guy's violent. This guy's violent. This guy's not violent. This guy's a junkie. He's going to be passed out on a bench somewhere. We'll help you get him. We know where they frequent. So let's go get him. But instead, they don't do that. And ICE just has to go kick in doors, wave in to 4-4. All you heard was, ICE, don't arrest me no more. But that's not what's happening.
On CNN today, Governor J.B. Pritzker said violent criminals who've been convicted and are undocumented should be deported. But he's afraid President Trump will cast a wider net with his
Cast a big old net.
mass deportations.
Now, what they're also doing, though,
That's a wide
that's
net, baby.
quite disturbing, is
Trump
they're
got a
going after
wide
people
net-
who are
net-
law-abiding,
net
who are
on him.
holding down jobs, who have families here, who may have been here for a decade or 2 decades, and they're often our neighbors and our friends. And why are we going after them?
Illinois Senator
How am I going to be friends? I don't even speak Spanish. I got to speak Spanish to be friends with Juan.
Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth releasing a joint statement tonight saying in part, quote, we stand with the immigrant community in Chicago and across the country, and our offices and caseworkers are ready to help those who
All
are
right. Improperly caught up in the raids. I mean, if they're here illegally, then I don't know how they can be improperly caught up. Let's watch one more
Tonight,
video.
a
then we'll
dramatic
talk about
escalation
India.
of President Trump's illegal immigration crackdown.
That sounds
the
better.
first of 1,500 extra troops touching down in El Paso, Texas.
1,500?
Border security. And for the first time, migrants being deported not on chartered flights like before, but on military aircraft. 2 flights landing this morning in Guatemala.
Remember, they asked somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they're like, what do you think Trump should do on day one? And he said, buses. Lots of buses. It was funny. I don't remember who that was. It was some comedian. But we're not even using buses. We're using planes. And guess what? The Democrats are going to say, oh, you're hurting the environment. It's green energy. You need to use solar-powered buses. You're hurting the climate change. That's why, global warming. That's why it's freezing everywhere right now. That's what they're going to cry about. We'll spend less money. We would spend less money flying them all out. James Klug did the math. He added it all up. He figured out the price of the plane ticket. He figured out the number of immigrants. We could spend less money flying them all out on first-class tickets than we do on illegal immigration every year, which is something like, it was $125 billion a year. Now I'm sure it's way more than that. We'd say the wall would pay for itself. The wall's estimated at $25 billion. The wall would pay for itself 5 times in 1 year. They're like, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. The wall pays for itself. Mexico pays for it by not being able to send their criminals over here. And all them other, what do they call it? The Triangle of Death. Venezuela and El Salvador and the other place, that little triangle down there. Guatemala. The economy ain't going to get better. Less demand, cheaper prices. Yeah, well, apparently, so it's either the bird flu or it's the lack of immigrants working on the chicken farms. But the eggs prices are going up. Eggs are up right now, boys. I hope you invested in them eggs. I hope you stockpiled some eggs up. I got like 36 eggs right before the prices skyrocketed. I think it's because of the bird flu. The bird flu. We got another pandemic on the way, boys. Get ready. Hope you got all jabbed up. I hope you're immunized. Because we got the bird flu coming. You're going to have to get 8 more boosters.
Guatemala.
We're getting the bad
Guatemala.
criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get.
After a record 10 million illegal border crossings over
that's
the
the
past
bird
4
flu.
years, ICE now ramping up roundups of undocumented immigrants, making 538 arrests yesterday across the country, doubling its daily average in September. Cities including San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and
Salt Lake
Atlanta.
City, let's go!
In Newark, New Jersey, this surveillance video appears to show ICE agents making arrests. City officials and immigrant advocates say ICE agents raided this local business, arresting
The Ocean Seafood Depot? Oh, they only work. Oh, are you going to pick the oranges? Are you going to mow the lawns? That's what the liberals say. Who's going to pick? They're so racist. They claim to be, they virtue signal like, oh, racism. Of course, I don't even believe racism is real, but from their perspective, they believe in racism. They're the racists. They say, who's going to pick the oranges if you take all the illegal immigrants? Let them stay. You're breaking up families. They're working at the Ocean Seafood Depot. Ocean Seafood, that's a good job. They're taking our germs. That's what they're doing. They're taking our jabs. That's the Ocean Seafood. A nice white man could be working there.
3 undocumented immigrants and briefly detaining an American citizen, a military veteran, while they asked him for documentation.
They were scrambling up delivery ramps. They were banging down bathroom doors to make sure no one was hiding inside.
ICE doesn't call them raids, but targeted enforcement operations. Adding 8
They're doing what the left does. They're using euphemisms and changing language. Instead of calling it baby murder, they call it abortion or fetus removal. Gentle fetus removal with a vacuum. But instead of calling it chopping your penis off, they call it gender affirming care. And so ICE is like, we can do that too. Instead of a Instead of a mass raid, we're going to call it targeted enforcement operations.
Agents sometimes encounter U.S. citizens while conducting field work and may request identification.
Do you plan to use city resources to impede ICE?
We're not going to participate in what we think is unlawful.
You don't need to participate, buddy. You're done. You're gone. You're not welcome in Trump's America. Nope, we don't like it. Some say you did the worst job with immigration. We're going to take care of that.
New York's Democratic Mayor Ras Baraka telling us late today there were two more operations in his city where more than a third of the population was born outside the U.S.
Donald Trump won this election. What would you say to
more
Trump
than a
supporters
third
who are watching this and saying that's what we voted for?
They're wrong.
No, we're right. That is what we voted for. We're cheering right now. You suck.
I would say you're wrong. You were wrong then, and you're wrong now.
Meanwhile,
he's so happy right now. Don't let him lie to you. He has to put on that face. Eternal, I did a whole debate as Trump one time. It's on the channel. You should watch it. It's funny. It was Trump versus Obama. The other guy did Obama's voice, and I did Trump's voice.
While according to this internal memo obtained by NBC News, the Trump administration is reversing another Biden border policy, allowing ICE officials to quickly deport migrants who were legally allowed into the country temporarily under the Biden administration.
Play that Haitian. Where's that Haitian?
De la Cruz lives just blocks from the border.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
For keeping his campaign promise on deportations.
America needs to take care of the American people. I'm glad that Trump is in office implementing.
Yo, this guy sounds a little ethnic. He's a little worried right now. He's like, yes, sir. Get rid of these illegals.
The law.
Meantime, Gabe, you have some new reporting about Mexico's role in all of this.
Take them back, Mexico.
Two U.S. defense officials tell NBC News that Mexico denied access to a U.S. military deportation plane on Thursday. As
they just bleep
two
deportation?
planes landed in Guatemala today. Meanwhile, here in Newark, the mayor says that he expects more deportations over the next few days. Lester.
President Trump today touring damage and hearing from displaced residents.
Okay, so Trump's down checking out the damage. I wish I had clips, but I don't have any clips for you of him talking to Karen Bass and the fire marshals and all that stuff. Yeah, he sat down with all the police chiefs and the fire people and Karen Bass at this thing, and he was, Daddy's home. He was laying down the law, and Karen Bass was just trying to, they had to cut her mic. He said, "Quiet, woman. Sit down. We don't have time for that." He shut up Karen Bass. It was funny. Maybe I could find a clip, but I don't think we're going to have time. Meanwhile, India is set to take back 18,000 citizens from the U.S. to placate Trump. If we're going to have you coming over on these visas, you're going to have to take back your illegals. You know how they got here? They overstayed their visas. Don't do it again. We're not going to let it happen again. No. India's government is prepared. This is from Economic Times of India. India's government is prepared to work with Donald Trump's administration to identify and take back all its citizens residing illegally in the U.S. An early signal from New Delhi that it's willing to comply with the incoming American president and avoid a trade war. The U.S. has identified some 18,000 undocumented Indian migrants to be sent back home, for which India will verify and start the process of deportation, according to the people familiar with the matter. The figure could be much higher than that, though, given that it's unclear how many undocumented Indian migrants live in the U.S., the people added, asking not to be identified because the discussions are private. Youth from Western India, in particular, the states of Punjab and Gujarat, are believed to constitute a majority of the undocumented immigrants in the U.S., the people said. Like several other nations, India is working behind the scenes to appease the Trump administration, you better, and avoid the brunt of its trade threats. The crackdown looks like those threats are working. Looks like these other countries are actually afraid again. Make America strong again. That's part of it. They fear Trump. And they respect Trump because it's a healthy fear. It's a reverence. It's like the fear of God. He put the fear of God into them because they know he's serious and he might be a little crazy. His finger might be on that button. You better be careful, India. You better be dirt. We turn you into dirt. Let's go. Within hours of his inauguration Monday, the new president moved to fulfill that promise as he pushed to end birthright citizenship and mobilize troops on the U.S.-Mexico border. Got another story about that here in a second. They're putting bombs on the border. Bombs on the borders. They're putting bombs on the borders. Cartels. That's why we need a wall. We need a bomb-proof wall. Bet the price of corn and refried beans going to go down. I don't eat corn or refried beans. Don't eat corn. Corn, you should not be eating corn. You know how I know? Because it comes out the same way it went in. There's no nutritional value in a dang ear of corn. India already got, thank you, Indians, for teaching us how to grow corn, which is absolutely useless. Anyway. In return for its cooperation, India hopes that the Trump administration would protect legal immigration channels used by its citizens to enter the U.S., such as student visas and H-1B programs. Listen to the Sam Hyde thing about H-1B. It's called Message to Vivek or Dear Vivek or something like that. And he has callers calling in. And this guy said he was in IT for 20 years. And so, or not IT, but programming or coding or whatever for like 20 years. And at that point, you should be making minimum 25, but more likely 35, 45, $55 an hour. And what they'll do is they'll offer the job to Americans because Indians are running these places, these call centers and these, I don't know, IT places and programming hubs. I don't know. Indians are running them. They'll offer an American the job for $18 an hour. And they'll say, $18 an hour? I'm supposed to be making $45 an hour. What are you talking about? So the American will say, no, I don't want the job. Then they'll offer it to an Indian for $35 an hour. And they'll take it. Corn is bomb. Corn is literally our best cash crop. Yeah, and we're all fat. Where's that got us? A bunch of obese Americans eating cornflakes. It's pointless. It's garbage. I don't care how much money it makes us. Or that's fine. We can make it and sell it to the rest of the world and make them weak. Just like how Asia makes all the dang soy and sells it to America with fentanyl in it. That wasn't the first time I've heard that kind of IT story. Yeah, apparently it's a widespread problem. And people don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about it. Skilled workers in India, citizens account for almost 3/4 of the 386,000 H-1Bs visas granted in 2023, according to official data. 400,000 H-1Bs in 2023. 400,000, and 3/4 of them are Indian. And that's why when you talk about not liking the H-1B visa program, they say you're a racist towards the Indians because that's 3/4 of them. Fentanyl soy is a super serious problem. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing worse than soy is fentanyl soy. Any slack in taking back undocumented U.S. migrants could also adversely affect India's labor and mobility agreements with other countries. The people said with a job shortage back home, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has signed migration agreements with an array of countries in recent years, including Taiwan, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Israel. I don't know how you say Israel with an Israeli accent, and others. All right, so India's taking them back. 18,000 of them going back. That's a small chunk of the 300,000 that shouldn't be here every year. Then we got Colombia. So there was some problems with Colombia earlier in the week, and then Colombia straightened up real quick. Trump said, you're going to take back these Colombian migrants, or else we're going to tariff you to hell and back again. And at first, Colombia looked like they was going to put up a fight. Then they realized who they were dealing with, and they said, no, it's okay. We take them back. Japan is Nippon in Japan. Nippon. The visa program should be halted, full stop. I agree, Matthew. Full immigration moratorium. Wally said 10 years. I like 10 years. Sounds good. We'll go 10 years. That gives us Trump, whoever the next guy is, and then 2 years of the following term. I like it. From Reuters about Colombia, the U.S. and Colombia pulled back from the brink of a trade war on Sunday after the White House said that the South American nation had agreed to accept military aircraft carrying deported migrants. We got a whole aircraft carrier, multiple aircraft carriers coming to Colombia to drop off an illegal immigrant in a city near you. Let's go. And Colombia said, we don't want them back. We don't take them. And we said, oh, you're going to take them or you're going to get tariffed to hell. You want a trade war with us? What do we get from Colombia? We get freaking bananas from Guatemala. For some reason, we get oil from Venezuela because we're not drilling here because climate change. What do we get from Colombia? What do they got? Cocaine? That's about it. I don't know what else we're getting from Colombia. Probably something like nectarines or something stupid. Probably shouldn't be eaten anyway. What are we getting from Colombia? U.S. President Donald Trump had threatened tariffs and sanctions on Colombia to punish it for earlier refusing to accept military flights carrying deportees as part of his sweeping immigration crackdown. But in a statement late on Sunday, the White House said Colombia had agreed to accept the migrants after all, and Washington would not impose its threatened penalties. Colombia said, oh, no, we take them. We take them back. Oh, yeah, coffee beans. That's right. I do like coffee. But I'm good with Walmart brand, you know? I'm a cheap guy. I'm a cheap date. I'm good with the Walmart brand. Colombian coffee and cocaine. That's about it. That's really about it. Dang, coffee prices going up, boys. If you're drinking that fresh Colombian brew. Ooh, cigars. No, cigars come from Cuba. Ain't nobody want a Colombian cigar. I want a dang Cuban. A Cubano. The government of Colombia has agreed to all of President Trump's terms, including the unrestricted acceptance of all illegal aliens from Colombia returned from the United States, including on U.S. military aircraft, without limitation or delay. Draft orders imposing tariffs and sanctions on Colombia would be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement, it added. So Colombia was looking like they were going to resist. Look at them walking onto the... Bro, these guys get a dang flight on an aircraft carrier. I never been on a plane before. We came on a train. On the roof of the train. Now we get to go back on a plane. Left on a train, came back on a plane. That's pretty gangster. There's some good tobacco strains from Colombia. That's right. That's all right. We'll be all right without tobacco and coffee. It'll make you stronger. The suffering will make you stronger, man. You lose your coffee. You lose your cigarettes. Suffer through the pain. It's a good thing. Coke. Yeah, Coke. Yeah, not Coca-Cola. Cocaine. The white girl. We call it the white girl. That's white waiter. Blanca waiter. That plane is not going... That plane is no going to an aircraft carrier. Whatever. I don't know what they're called. I'm not the plane guy. Whatever it is. It's a big old plane. I hope they just equip them with a parachute and fly it over and get out, Carlito. This is Sparta. And then they Sparta kick them off the plane with a parachute on. We'll give them a parachute. Hopefully it works. Ain't no need to waste the gas to park and take off again. Just get out of here, Carlito. Sparta kick him off the plane. That would be awesome. But one more story about immigration. They're putting bombs on the border, ladies and gentlemen. Bombs. There's nobody at the 24-hour command center. This is like Dr. Evil's table, but there's nobody there.
U.S. side.
Security experts.
Why is that guy talking to the camera in such a big empty room? Just use your cell phone, dude. Bombs on the border. Maybe if we had a bomb-proof wall, we'd be all right. Am I right or am I right? You know? So that's all the immigration stuff. We got a couple other things. Speaking of foreign crap in America, White House Gov removes Go Home button on defunct Spanish page, and they got rid of the Spanish page of the White House website. This is from Local 3 News. Líder en español, vete a casa, la Casa Blanca retira el dominio español de su sitio web. No, we're not going to read it in Spanish because this is America. The landing page for the White House's Spanish language communications similarly went dark. Oh, wait, I skipped a paragraph. The button on the defunct Spanish page has been changed to say go to home instead of go home. Previous story, minutes after Donald Trump took the oath of office to become the 47th president of the United States, the White House's website was revamped, including the removal of a Spanish language section. Let's go. The landing page for the White House's Spanish language communications similarly went dark in 2017, but had been restored in 2021 during President Joe Biden's tenure. Anybody who doesn't speak English, they speak Spanish, and they go to the whitehouse.gov page, they're so frustrated because every 4 years they get the Spanish page back and then they lose it, and then they get it and then they lose it. They're like, can't we just have it in Espanol? I want to learn about the U.S. government so I can become an American citizen. Well, step 1, learn English. Enrique. What up, stubborn one? Stubborn one, you're not stupid. Just flat earth stuff is stupid. You're not stupid. Just flat earth stuff is stupid. Okay, let's move on. The landing page for the White House's Spanish language. Okay, I already read that. So Trump got rid of it. Biden brought it back. Trump got rid of it again. We don't need a Spanish section of the White House website. They should probably learn English if they want to learn about our government. I feel bad with the kids and the landmine thing. They shouldn't be there. Yeah, well, that's why we need a wall. A big, beautiful wall with anti-climb technology. Ground-penetrating radar to keep tunneling away. Laser turrets. Laser turrets on the wall. That's what we need. Anti-bomb sniffing dogs. A moat with sharks with freaking lasers on their freaking heads. Back during the 2016 campaign trail, Trump said in a debate that immigrants in the U.S. have to speak English, and that the U.S. is a country where we speak English, not Spanish. Let's go. I think landmine border would have been a larger deterrent than the wall. Well, we can have a wall with landmines on their side. They want to put landmines on our side, we'll put landmines on their side. And a big, beautiful wall. So you got to get through the minefield first. And drones with lasers, yes. Now featured on the homepage of the website is a 30-second hype video and portrait of Trump along with the quote, every single day I will be fighting for you. With every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. Eternal is into Trump now. We gonna make her be into Trump. She tried saying she didn't like Trump. Not around here. Around here, you like Trump. Sniper turrets with infrared scopes. Yep. So no more Spanish page on the website. What's next? The one flag policy. I like this. One flag policy. Our mayor here. Now, I don't think this is every government building. I think this is just U.S. embassies in other countries and stuff. But one flag policy. American flag. That's it. That's it. No gay flags. No transgender awareness week flags. No BLM flags. Nope. Sorry. You can have American flag. That's it. Now, I hope this is for all government buildings because our Marxist mayor here, Erin Mendenhall, who likes the benefits she gets from having more homeless people, focuses more on art installments and green energy agendas than, fixing the homeless problem or lowering crime or fixing the housing costs. Nope. We got to build a new art installment at the park. We got to build another whale to put in the middle of the freaking street. So dumb. We got to build a bike lane that goes across all of Salt Lake City. That's what she's been doing for the past 2 years, of building a bike path. Construction everywhere for a damn bike lane. Not even widening the roads, just like a 5-foot bike lane all over the city. It's crazy. Then people ride in the road anyway. You can ride in the street here. You're supposed to ride in the street. Now we're supposed to ride in the bike lane. We got a bike lane. Before that was just called the road or the sidewalk. But now we got a bike lane and a sidewalk and a road. Ridiculous. It's a great use of money. It's to save the environment so that more people ride their bike. How much energy did it take to bring in all the trucks, break up all that concrete, move it out, pour new concrete? How much carbon footprint did that have compared to what's going to be relieved from the bike riders on the bike paths, which are usually empty? Not like we have like traffic of bikes riding down the bike path. We have a 2-laned painted lanes and lights and stuff. Whole lot of infrastructure went into building the bike lanes. Anyway, the point is she'll put the American flag under the gay flag and the trans flag for gay month every month. She'll put the Black Lives Matter flag. They did a big Black Lives Matter mural after Black Lives Matter tried breaking into the city county building. She did a giant Black Lives Matter mural in front of the city county building. Right, the same building right where they lit the car on fire and tried to break all the windows. So they got rewarded with a mural for destroying stuff. That's what commies do. That's what Labor Day is from May Day. They rioted for May Day, so they got Labor Day. They rioted. I forget what it was called, but there was some bar that wouldn't let gay people in. What up, Lord Spike? And so the people rioted because the bar wouldn't let gay people in, and they got rewarded with Gay Month and Gay Day. Gay Day, Gay Day. Gay Day, Gay Day. We got some gays behind us. Thank you, Lord Spike, for the super sticker. I appreciate it, bud. Trump administration bans pride and BLM flags and implements one flag policy on U.S. facilities. The State Department under the new Donald Trump administration has issued a new order about what flags can and can't be flown on U.S. facilities with some exceptions starting immediately. I bet the exception is like Israel flags are allowed. Donald Trump has been busy signing some controversial executive orders since he was sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. This is from the Irish Star. I've never heard of this website, but State Department is now following his lead. State Department has issued a new order called the One Flag Policy, where pride and BLM flags are now banned from being flown on certain buildings in America, which has led to a backlash from certain groups of people online. I think our city county building is still going to have a gay flag out front because I think it's owned by the city and our city is gay. But the state capitol, maybe not. Maybe not at the Capitol. Deport Dora. She needs a map to find her way home. I'm the map. 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 That song is fire. That song is fire, though. The lyrics, great. Great lyrics. Great lyrics. I'm the exception. Yeah, I mean, you're Australian. That's I guess. If it's real, I guess it's okay. Eternal trying to drop an anchor baby. Can't do that anymore. Not going to work. The flag of the United States of America united all Americans under the universal principles of justice, liberty, and democracy. The statement continued, these values, which are the bedrock of our great country, are shared by all American citizens, past and present. Said facilities include U.S. embassies, U.S. outposts, and other U.S. facilities, home and abroad. So it doesn't include state capitals or city county buildings or courthouses. It should be all of that. It should be schools, courthouses, anything government, like government institution. They should not be allowed to fly those things because you're not allowed to have a socio-political agenda broadcast from your government building unless you're going to be fair with it. So that means if they're allowed to put that up, then I should be able to petition to have a White History Month flag flown in July. And they shouldn't be able to deny my request because they've already set the precedent that they'll fly the gay flag, they'll fly the BLM flag. Well, I want you to fly a White History Month flag in July because July is White History Month because July just feels white. So fly a White History Month flag. And I petitioned them. I put it on that petition website. I had 14 names on my petition, and then they banned my petition. They said it was racist to petition for a White History Month flag to be flown in government buildings. They didn't like that. I don't know, for some reason. I don't get it. The flag, I already read this. Okay, so what's this one saying? What's Guardian saying? Trump administration bans non-U.S. flags from being flown at embassies. We get it. We get it. No more gay embassies. And then we got this on foreign aid. So I'm seeing conflicting reports on this. First, I heard Trump is stopping all the foreign aid to Israel, or not as much. But this is saying that this is from truthout.org. Trump's State Department reportedly halts all foreign aid except to Israel and Egypt. State just totally went nuclear on foreign assistance, said one official. The State Department on Friday reportedly issued guidance that it is freezing almost all U.S. foreign assistance, with exceptions for emergency food and aid and foreign military financing for two U.S. allies, Israel and Egypt, according to a cable obtained by multiple outlets. Now, it could just be because they're currently in a war, but I don't think so. But actually, the Hamas has called a ceasefire last week, and I was going to talk about that in rapid fire last week, but I didn't even get to rapid fire news last week, so we actually need to make sure we get to it today. Guess which country was exempted, wrote the investigative outlet Dropsite in response to the cable, which independent journalist Ken Klippenstein shared on social media. The AIV carve-out for Israel follows 15 months of nearly unqualified U.S. support for the Israeli government during its military campaign on the Gaza Strip, which began after Hamas attacked Israel in October 2023 and led to the deaths of tens of thousands of Palestinians, according to the local health officials. A ceasefire between Israel and Hamas went into effect on Sunday, but Israel has since then attacked the city of Jenin in the West Bank. Other traditional U.S. allies like Ukraine and Taiwan are not listed among the waivers to the pause. Trump has been a longtime critic of NATO, which Ukraine hopes to join, and has been critical of the scale of U.S. support for Ukraine as it battles invasion by Russia. From the Jerusalem Post, will U.S. military aid to Israel stay solid under Trump? Analysis. There is concern that just as Trump is expected to order the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Iraq, he will also do so for Syria and Israel. I think you guys should feel safe. I don't think that's going to happen. U.S. President Donald Trump's refusal to fight other people's wars could change the U.S. presence in the Middle East and military aid Israel receives, both through monetary grants or physical presence. Under the agreement reached between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu And then U.S. President Barack Obama Hussein Obama covering the period between 2019 and 2028. Israel would receive from the U.S. $3.3 billion annually for procurement and an additional $500 million for collaboration on air defense. That's for the Iron Dome. But we're making our own Iron Dome now. Betas in chat wait, what? Who's the betas in chat? I don't know. Anyway, y'all are arguing with Eternal. 3.3 billion, 500 million. Just a little money. The Israel-Hamas war represented a turning point in U.S. aid sent to Israel, both financially and physically, according to a paper published by Brown University's Watson Institute for International and Public Affairs entitled The Costs of War. Oh, what? That thing just jumped to the top. Project U.S. assistance Israel totaled $17.9 billion in the first 12 months of the war alone, of which $6.8 billion was military financing and $4.5 billion was missile defense. It may slow down. We may send less, but I don't think we're going to stop helping out Israel. And then CBS News is saying U.S. has not halted military aid to Ukraine, Zelensky says, after Rubio announced pause on foreign aid grants. Oh, my name is Zelensky. I do not have a suit. I only own green shirt. All right. Woosah chat, calm down. We got to love each other. We got Trump in office. It's getting hot in here. I got too much damn clothes on. I'm focused on military aid. It has not been stopped. Thank God, he said at a press conference. Well, not yet. We're going to fix that, though. And then Trump leaves the WHO. From CNN earlier this week, Trump announces U.S. withdrawal from World Health Organization. Hallelujah. And also, Jimmy Dore did an episode on this I was watching the other night. Speaking of the World Health Organization, the CDC, all that garbage. Oh, man. Jimmy Dore did an episode the other night where one of the guy who was like the former advisor to the CDC or something, they announced him as the former advisor to the CDC, but they didn't announce him as what his current job is, which is the head of Pfizer. They had him on, I think it was like MSNBC or something, and they were talking about how the number of strokes is going up and kids are just dropping dead from heart attacks while they're playing soccer. Isn't that strange? And breast cancer rates are going up, and why is this all happening? And that, the MSNBC person didn't want to come out and just say it, but kind of did say, he said, you know where people are going with this? They think it has something to do with the Vaseline. The Vaseline, where they lube it up and they jab it in you. They just jab it up in you. The dang Vaseline. Stay away from the Vaseline, boys. Yeah, the black goo. Black goo's killing everybody. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out. We will be vindicated yet again. Yet again. The based conservatives will say, we told you so. We told you so. You didn't want to listen. You said we're crazy conspiracy theorists. Looks like we're right again. Maybe one day you'll figure out to start paying attention and listening instead of just saying, no, that's a conspiracy theory. Hospitals been investing lots of money in new buildings and docks. They got to keep us sick and shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they don't get paid to heal people. It's sick care. It's not health care. It's sick care. You know what you should do instead of going to the hospital and getting some drugs for your suffering? You should rejoice in your suffering. It makes you stronger. But then from Politico yesterday, Trump floats reversing decision to leave the WHO. So this is not a lot of this stuff that he's signing these orders is not set in stone yet. So don't give the round of applause yet. A lot of this stuff is not official yet. The birthright citizenship thing, they're saying that's just a threat and that he can't really do that because it's unconstitutional, like we covered earlier. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. They're going to figure it out. A lot of these things are not set in stone yet. So Trump is floating, reversing the decision to leave the WHO. Maybe we would consider doing it again. Maybe we would have to clean it up a little bit, Trump tells a rally in Las Vegas. So he's saying maybe we go back into the WHO. We just got to reform it. We got to fix it. I don't know if that's a good idea, but if anybody can do it, Trump can do it. Ice Cube, remember that song, No Vaseline? Yeah. Yeah. That's why I call it the Vaseline, because they jab it up in you. Lubed up and jabbed in. All right. One more story in main story news. Let's do this.
I want to say thank you.
Let's see our boy Elon. Is this a troll? Is this a dog whistle for the Democrats? Only Democrats hear dog whistles. You know, it's such a high frequency that only dogs can hear it. And Democrats are dogs. That's the joke. Only Democrats can hear dog whistles. You guys ever notice that only Democrats hear dog whistles? Isn't that strange? Let's see what what Elon's out here doing.
Say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Elon, calm down, my boy. Dang.
My heart goes out to you.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to be honest, all right? I'm not going to be like these people that are like, no. He was just, his heart was going out to them. He was doing a gesture of love. I think Elon was trolling with that one. I think he knew exactly what he was doing with that one. And I think it's funny because he knew it's going to blow up and it's going to keep him in the public eye, keep the conversation on him. And then he could just say, I'm autistic. I'm a little retarded. Like, I might be one of the smartest people in the world, the richest person in the world, but I'm also kind of retarded, and I thought it'd be funny to throw out one of the dang HHs. One of them Hail Hitler. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Am I, dude?
For making it happen. Thank you.
One more time. I know they'll say, well, you're not supposed to touch the heart, but that's a pretty blatant stiff arm. That's a stiff arm with a dangerous angle. There's a dangerous angle on that arm right there. I think it's funny. Now, of course, the Democrats lost their damn minds when he did that. But that could have been the plan. Let's look at some headlines. From The Guardian, Jewish nonprofit chief says Musk will spur violence with his Nazi salute. Spur violence. What's up, Fredo? What's Newsweek saying? 80 years after Auschwitz, Elon Musk keeps the fascist salute alive. Dun, dun, dun. What's AP saying? Musk's straight-arm gesture embraced by right-wing extremists, regardless of what he meant. He said, my heart goes out to you. My heart races on. I'm going on. On, I'm going. When the world is crashing and time flies right past us, love only lasts if my heart races. Oh, I should not. Whoa, I need to. There's a fly over here, YouTube. I'm just swatting a fly. I'm just kidding. I'm not a Yahtzee, guys. It's a troll. So the lefties are freaking out, losing their damn mind. We got some memes. To further demonstrate how apparently Taylor Swift is a Nazi. Hillary's a Nazi. Obama's a Nazi. Everybody's a Nazi. It's 2025. Everybody's a Nazi. So you know what time it is. It's time, if I can find them. Where are they at? Oh, there they are. All right, it's time for the memes. I keep forgetting to download my soundboard. All right, first up, before we get into memes, let's do Crazy Lefty on Facebook of the week. See, I scribbled out her face and her name, but then she came to my Facebook page, and I was going to screenshot the nonsense she was putting on my Facebook page. Because if you come into my house, now I'm allowed to share your name and your picture. But we'll just call this girl Sally. I'm just kidding. Her name is Allie, but we'll call her Sally. Look at this. They're back, guys. They're back. Since when do people laugh at foreign kids being locked up like caged dogs by our wonderful president? Anyone that thinks that ish is funny is just as sick in the head as Chump, in my opinion. Chump. And I said, you idiot. Barack made those cages, and he deported more people than Trump did. Dumbass. Then she said, well, he built them, but he didn't use them. Bullshit. Yes, he did use them. I said, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't you have a snack to make? Don't you have some cookies to bake or some, like, an oven to clean or something? No? Oh, you're a strong, independent woman. And then she started telling me a bunch of nonsense. I said, you're the dumbest person I've ever talked to. Why are you talking about politics? You have no idea what you're talking about. You need to. This is why women should not vote. Next. Meme time, next. Waking up on January 21st and realizing that you pardoned everyone but yourself. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, Biden forgot to pardon himself. What the? Next. Beta. Oh, look, MLK. Guys, Socialist Day came and passed. This is a late meme, but I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will not be judged by the content of their character, but by the color of their skin, their gender, and their sexual fetishes. Martin Luther Queen said that. Beta. Next. He was a socialist and a womanizer. Whoopsie. Sally came into your house to start. Yeah, Sally ran up in my dang house. What up, King Blackout? Pardoned for what? What did they get pardoned for, says the goose. I love that there's this new chain of goose memes out because I've always talked about how geese are evil. You guys know what kind of goose doesn't fly? Wait, how does the joke go? What kind of geese don't fly? Portuguese. Portuguese don't fly. Black out my homie. Thank God I'm not the dumbest, Josh. No, you're not the dumbest. But you're a traitor, Amanda. Don't you have an AIDS gang meeting to hang out at? Just kidding. All right. Here we go. You idiot libs really want to play this game? Do you really want to play this game? You really want to play the everybody's a Nazi game? Let's see. AOC, certified Nazi. Taylor Swift, the Swiftler. Taylor Swiftler. Look at Queen Taylor Swiftler over here. Certified Nazi. Hillary and Barack. Not only did Hillary murder a guy, she's also a certified Nazi. Barack Obama, sleeping with Jennifer Aniston, she fine still. Also sleeping with Big Mike, not so beta. He's a certified Nazi. Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas is a Nazi. Kamala, not Kamala. Not Kamala. What does that mean, Josh? I really don't know. You were hanging out in Aiden's stream all night the other night, and Goon's like, Amanda's been over there all night. Why did Amanda leave you? She traded on you. She's in the AIDS gang. Aiden is AIDS gang. And then one of his people, one of the girls from his stream came over to my stream, and we were laughing about it. We're like, oh, I guess we traded Amanda for Ivana. We got Ivana and Amanda traded. We traded ladies in the chat. Ew, Aiden. What's up, Elderline? Kamala's a Nazi, too. Everybody certified Nazi. Next. This is just a picture that I used, but this is the female bishop at the church, which that was a story too that we didn't cover. Trump went to church at the St. John's Cathedral, which all the presidents go to. I think that's the one Antifa was trying to burn down, or one of them. But anyway, they have a female bishop there, crazy liberal woman bishop. She gets on the stage and she's like, I just prayed, President Trump, that you'll protect our gay and transgender children. You sick pervert. Why would you even say that? Why are you thinking about children's sexualities, you demented pedophile? Anyway, and then she's like, and also all the illegal immigrants, we need to protect them. We need to take care of them like Jesus would. And Trump came out and it's like, I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. Were you entertained, media? I wasn't entertained. We need to do better. Anyway, this is her at a BLM George Floyd riot where they were burning down buildings and churches and like 34 casualties, minimum $2 billion in damage nationwide. Here's her wearing her N95 mask at a George Floyd protest. And in this clip, she says, we need to get rid of Trump. Trump needs to be out of here. And now she's the bishop at his church. Next, get her out, Trump. We don't need women. Women need to be quiet in the church. They need to listen to the men. Listen and learn. If you're happy and you know it, clamp your ham. If you're happy and you know it, clamp your ham. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, clamp your ham. Next. Well. Looks like Elon drinks water. And Hitler drinks water. Well. Everybody stop drinking water. If you do, you're a Nazi. That was... All right. It's okay. We're just joking with you, Amanda. Anyway, next. You traitor. Farmer grows and harvests the food. Truck driver drives for miles to deliver the food. Chef creates and prepares the food. The waiter, after walking 10 feet with the food. $15, little man. Put that tip in my hand. If your money doesn't show, oh, we know. Bruh. Listen, I'm tired of hearing waiters complaining about tips. When me and my mom, I got the video coming out. It should be out. Should be premiering tomorrow because it's all edited. I should have been uploading it. I got to download it on KineMaster, actually. Problem is I can't use my phone while I do it, but I can do it right now while I'm I just got to upload it on KineMaster, and then I just got to put it on YouTube and make a thumbnail. But the Christmas video, January is not over yet, so if you haven't taken your lights down yet, the Christmas video of my trip to Florida is coming out tomorrow. It will premiere. It's a pretty cool video. And anyway, the point is, when I was down in Florida, we went to this restaurant. Me and my mom went and played putt-putt. And there's like a bar restaurant at the putt-putt place. And so, like, the host is just like, your table's over there. So we walk to our table. And then the server comes, and they're like, you do everything through the app. And then walks away. We had to order drinks through the app. We had to order our food through the app. The server brings it out, and then we didn't see the server again. So you're not taking my order. All you do is deliver the food. That's it. Which is Expo. When I worked at Applebee's, we had Expo that would deliver the food sometimes, and they didn't get tips. Like, normally the waiter would deliver the food, and I could do a 10 top, and I knew how to balance the plates where I could have 4 plates on my hand and then a plate in the middle of those plates and then plates going down my arm and up my arm, and I would kind of like link all the plates together so that I could hold like 10 plates on each arm. and I would have them load me up, and I'd walk out there. I was a dang pro. I never got stipped on a tip, not once. Always made good money on tips because I was a beast, you know? I was a formidable opponent in the service industry. But now these waiters and waitresses don't do nothing. You order everything on an app. It's ridiculous. And now they want 20% of tip. When I was a kid, it was 15%. Now it's 20. Whatever. You better work for that. I need my drink to stay full. I need you to bring out my food, and I'm going to ask for like 8 different condiments because I like it juicy. I need some ketchup. I need a little cup of mayo. I need some A1. I need some hot sauce. All of that. Bring it all out here. And don't put it in little cups either. Just bring me the whole bottle. But no. And they still want a tip. They ain't doing nothing. Next. Hey, America, do you have any tea? We've been known to harbor it. Caw-caw! That's an American bald eagle. We've been known to harbor some tea. Next. Oh, where's Freddie at? Freddie owes me $50. Next time he comes in the Discord, he's going to be muted. And listen, I'm going to expose the scam. I'm not going to say, Freddie contacted me. And he said, hey, if you want more donations, I'll do that thing again. Just tell them that I paid you, and we can do that every week, and you'll get a lot of cash apps from people. It's exposed. I'm not going to lie to my audience and do a bit to make them. I'm not going to tell them you're paying me when you're not paying me. You owe me $50. You made the deal. You came into my channel. You put out an offer. Chat responded. They sent $25. You owe me $50, Freddie. He's trying to think we're going to do this scheme together. And I'm going to lie to my audience and tell them Freddie's going to double what you guys send. But then he's not going to pay me. And we're just going to keep doing it so that you guys pay me and he doesn't pay me. I'm telling you right now, I have dignity. I'm not doing some mess like that. So it's out there. Next time he comes in the Discord, he's on mute until he pays up. I felt like I scared him off. No, you can't scare him off. But he would like this meme. Uh-oh. King Tut's DNA is 99.6% match with Western European Y chromosomes. Uh-oh. We was pharaohs and such. We was pharaohs and such. Look at this Chad Pharaoh. Guys, I'm going to get me one of them things. We was pharaohs and shit. Let's go. Nice. Now, he would say, well, that's because the white man came over and took over our land. The ancient Egyptians was black, but the white man came over from Greece and took over. Cleopatra was white. It was Alexander the Great's fault. He burnt our libraries. Next. Choose your own adventure. Taking mushrooms and going to Walmart. Look at this dude's eyeballs. It's a chameleon. He's got monocular vision. He's got monocular vision. Look at that. Taking mushrooms and going to Walmart. Choose your own mission. Next. Clump of cells dies at age 67. I don't know who this lady is, but she's at a Planned Parenthood thing. Rest in pieces, just like the babies that you chopped up. But it's just a clump of cells. A 67-year-old clump of cells. Next. Happiest childless millennial on earth. Like you choose to be childless. That ain't free will, boys. They're not freely willing themselves to be childless. Nobody want that. Ain't nobody trying to make a baby with you. Oh, that's the founder of Planned Parenthood? Well, she dead. Ain't no sense in praying for her no more. She gone. Happiest childless millennial on earth. Next. Lord, stop giving me your toughest battles. Just use the men's restroom, Richard. Take that, you old bag of cells. We're all mere clumps of cells. Yes. Stop giving me your toughest battles, Jesus. Richard, just use the freaking men's bathroom. It's not that complicated. Wouldn't it be funny to see like a trans person outside of the bathrooms, like nervously looking from left to right, which door to go into? Like, I'm wearing a dress, but I have a penis. Which one do I do? I would just walk by them and say, just use the men's restroom, Richard. Next. John Pavlovitz said Trump would have deported Jesus. David Santa Carla says, Pavlovitz, what's that, Irish? We will deport you too, buddy. You ready to go? Get in the aircraft carrier or whatever the plane is called. That voice was brutal. Yeah, sorry. Sorry for doing that, guys. I'm a little too good at that one. I might, what's it called? Gaslight, not gaslight. I might go around on my Thursdays running around like a dang tranny. Next. See, this is funny. CPR in 4 steps. Step 1, plug the nostrils. Step 2, crater the neck. Step 3, take a deep breath and say no homo. Step 4, dive in there. Get it, boy. No homo. This is about to be super gay, but I gotta save Billy's life. No homo. Step 3, no homo. Nice. Next. There are only 2 genders. Male, that's a man, baby. And female. Melania. What's up, Melania? What up, girl? What up, girl? If you weren't taken by the #1 alpha male in the country, we'd be trying to slide up in them DMs, you know. Step 3 is vital. Yeah, you gotta say no homo. Look at Michelle, Big Mike, looking like he got monocular vision too. Look at that. You got a lazy eye, Big Mike. It's residual effects of the estrogen medication. Next. When she tells you she's not into middle-aged guys. Dang it. But I'm a crusader. I'm a paladin. I got a sword. I got a big old long sword. And armor. You don't like middle-aged guys? Next. The Biden economy. Media coverage. Look at Sydney. What up, Sydney? Reality. Whoa. That's a man, baby. That's a man. Sydney is a man. Finkel and Einhorn. Einhorn and Finkel. Einhorn is a man. Next. Hard times create capitalists. Capitalists create good times. Good times create socialists. Socialists create hard times. Very true. Very true. Ew, bro. Next. It's winter. Keep your faucets dripping. That faucet's dripped out to the max. Look at this faucet dripped out. You got to keep your faucets dripped out in the wintertime. Next. This is funny. I love being American. I'm ashamed of America. It's an oppressive nation. Well, that commie is lucky we weren't in a helicopter. Sparta kick. Get out. Kick her out the car. That's right. That's right. Usually beta liberals she would be the one driving and the guy would be in the bitch seat. Passenger seat is the bitch seat. Men don't ride in the passenger seat. Just FYI. Ever. Ever. If I call an Uber and a woman rolls up, oh boy, I need a different driver. I'm going to Lyft. Next. Today we're going to learn about communism. Dear leader, now that you've taxed the rich out of existence, how about redistributing their wealth? No. And that's how communism works. If you don't leave it dripping, it's going to get iced out. All right, next. The White House has released a photo of the letter Joe Biden left for incoming President Trump. I draw a picture. I color picture for Trump. Dang. That's a nice looking drawing, Biden. Next. Biologists are predicting a decline in male pregnancies due to political climate change. Political climate change. Men aren't going to get pregnant anymore. What are we going to do? Next. Biden signing pardons. This is Biden signing pardons. Jill Biden. Why is Biden wearing like a polka dotted bikini in the back? Look at Biden. Biden taking a nap. He's snoring over there. That's how Biden signed his pardons for his family. Next. Breaking news. Trump pardons AOC for being retarded. It's simple. It's beautiful. It's simple and glorious. Next. Winters will be a thing of the past by the year 2000, says Al Gore in 1993. It's now 2025, and the Gulf of America is frozen. Meanwhile, I just noticed it says, meanwhile, in the Gulf of America. I didn't even notice that at first. It's the Gulf of Mexico, but not anymore. Now it's the Gulf of America. Next. When you remove gangs and trans people from mass shooting statistics, holy Christ, there's nothing left. I thought it was all young white males. Oh, maybe that's because they don't accurately keep statistics, because the statistics would be racist and transphobic. She'd be needing that pardon from some time now. Yeah, she kind of retarded. She also has some googly eyes sometimes. Next. I feel like this event was born out of a lie that got out of hand. Yeah. This is why I don't watch the Olympics. Stuff like this right here. Or curling. Have you ever seen curling where one guy's got a broom? He's like a professional street sweeper. They got a broom and they like push a big heavy thing on ice. It's the dumbest sport I've ever seen. It's not a sport. This is not a sport. This is just gay. It's the ambiguously gay duo. This is how the ambiguously gay duo flies around. That is not an Olympic event. You're lying to me. Somebody lost a bet. Next. This truck driver is living in the future. Look at that. He's got a projector. Is this mayhem? Mayhem. You need to get this. He's got a projector in his semi, and he projects it onto another semi, and he can watch movies. Somebody said he's just watching a trailer. He's not watching a movie. He's just watching a trailer. Nice. But that is awesome. That's pretty neat. Next. When your store manager is saved. Bro. This is when you work in retail. When you're the stocker in retail. You want everybody to know about the Son of God. About the Messiah. And wait, this has got to be AI, because how is this even possible? I didn't even notice this till just now. This is not physically possible. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Whoever built this is a saint. Next. Oh my God, not her too. Taylor Schmittler, or Taylor Swiftler. That's the gayest thing I've seen since Jalen. It is the ambiguously gay duo. That's what it looks like. But they ride on the other way. They flip it over. My God, not her too. Taylor Swiftler. Hail Swiftler. Not good. Not good. She's a Nazi. Next. Every generation should read. Here, this is for Mosman. Where's Mosman at? Every generation should read The Lord of the Rings and learn that men are allowed to show affection, that power corrupts, and that happiness does not come from being a ruler, but from baking potatoes and snoozing in an armchair by the fire in your cozy hobbit hole. Beta! Beta! I don't want to be a hobbit. I want to be dang Aragorn. Wally can be Gamely. Mosman can be Frodo. I'll be Aragorn. Is it Aragon or Aragorn? I don't know. I'm not a Lord of the Rings nerd. I think they're two different characters, right? I'm talking about the guy with brown hair, the ranger. Wally is Gimli, the barbarian, the dwarf barbarian. I'm Aragorn. Mosman is Frodo. Let's go. We got the Fellowship of the Ring. But it's 2025, so it's going to be the Fellowship of the Bling. Bling, bling. Every time I come around Josiah, bling, bling. People want to run and get the fire, bling, bling. All right, next. The look you get when your husband is about to destroy the people that raided your underwear drawer. Spy versus spy. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you pissed off Melania. She's beautiful. Next. My 5-year-old, can we get a tiger? Me, what? No. What would we feed it? My 5-year-old, filthy commies. Me, 5-year-old, me, I'll think about it. We're going to feed the tiger commies. I might be with you. I think I agree. Next. I told my husband to get me something expensive for Valentine's Day. He got me some eggs. Got some dang eggs. If I drank, remember when I drank the eggs? If I drink eggs, I'd be drinking liquid gold now. Maybe we'll do that in verbal combat. When I get a 1v1, I'll break some eggs just for the intimidation factor, and I'll drink some liquid gold for strength. Who needs food when you could just drink eggs? Next. This is why a strong man needs a quote-unquote strong woman beside him, because otherwise we just let our mouths run away from us. Karen says, my metabolism and hormones are the reason I can't lose weight. My wife grabs my mouth. I'm saying, gotta have a woman there say, shut up. Don't say it. Don't say what I know you're about to say. Next. An evil man. Ooh, look at this quote from Sun Tzu, The Art of War. An evil man will burn his own state to the ground to rule over the ashes. We have a picture of old Beta Gavin Newsom here. I don't know if this is actually a quote from Sun Tzu in The Art of War, because I have it, but I haven't read it yet. Next. Guys like girls that can take charge. Ask him out. Plan a date. Take some hostages. Overthrow a government. Burn down his ex's house. Maybe buy him a puppy. Now that's a woman right there. Take notes, Eternal. You better be ready to overthrow a government. Next. Just kidding. Women should not be in combat. Me spiking the punch backstage at the drag queen story hour. Liquid Viagra. Oh, no. Drag queen show. They're all about to have Bowies. Oh, no. Next. Loving your culture and placing your race first doesn't make you a racist. We got Schmittler here saying, oh, ich gern. LOL, nice. Nice, ich gern. Next. It's Bigfoot. Introverted but willing to discuss Nephilim. I'm like Bigfoot. I'm introverted, but I'm willing to discuss Nephilim. Let's go. Bigfoot. He's real. I have evidence of skunk ape. Next. The old meme. Trump won. Guy's got his bald headed girlfriend. Like, hey, let's check that out. I'm done with Karen over here. I'm going to go hang out with that Trump supporter. Let's go. Next. Okay, arm positions. Let's study the arm positions. Resting is down here. Petting a dog is right here. Petting Marco Rubio is right here. Calling a taxi is right here. This is the red zone. This is the red zone. If you're in the red zone with the stiff arm, you're a Nazi. And then up here is call waiter. But they're not going to come. They're going to tell you to get the app. But this is the red zone. Don't be in the red zone, guys. I mean, who isn't, William? Exactly. Nephilim are based. Next. How it started, how it's going. Fight, fight, fight. Let's go, America. Next. This is a post from Kamala. I already told my husband on January 20th, 2025, he will sleep with the next president of the United States. And then here's a picture of Trump. Daddy's waiting. Daddy's home. But Trump's not gay, so he doesn't want to sleep with Kamala's husband. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Next. This chick is one world government. And then we got all the rich guys checking out the clavage. Everybody's checking out the clavage. This is the clavage. That's French for cleavage. Clavage. I was wondering during this inauguration thing, it was all like these super powerful Bezos and Elon and Zuckerberg, all these super powerful elites. And they keep having the camera on those guys, the oligarchs. And this chick was in the middle of all of them. They never mentioned her name. Like, I don't know who she is, but I bet you she's the Ghislaine of the group. She's the one who's actually in charge of all of them. She's the one that they run around simping for. She's really the one in power. She's the evil Dr. Evil, the feminine woman doctor, because, you know, it's a woman's world now, right? I bet you she's the actual threat. We need to do something about this chick. I don't know who she is. Does anybody know who she is? Because I don't think they said who she is during the inauguration. Who's this lady? She was in the middle of all these rich, powerful dudes. And they never mentioned her name, but she was in every shot, right in the middle of them. I think she's the Ghislaine of the group. She's the actual, like, she's the one really calling the shots. I don't know. Conspiracy theory. Next. Trump signs executive order making it okay to call people gay and retarded again. Shout out to all the gay retards out there. Next. And that's it for the memes. This is a woman's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a money. Okay. We got some rapid fire news stories from last week that I never got to. Okay, I got to take this jacket and sweater off. We're taking it off. But the shirt I'm wearing is a work shirt, so it's got like paint on it and stuff, so. Whew, it's hot in here. Is my heater on? Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. No, heater's not on. It's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes off. I went from a 10 to a 0 now. I told you. Told you didn't want me to take it off. This is the work shirt. I have Carhartt shirts and I do Carhartt things. Okay, where we at? Oh, rapid fire news. Yeah, we got some rapid fire news stories from last week that I never got to. And then we got a drama segment. I need to go quick through this. Let's watch some funny reels. So first, in the funny reels department, this girl's about to do a faith catch or a faith fall. You know, where you put your hands and they fall into your hands. So they're going to do a little faith catch here.
Don't trust in nobody else. Trust in God. Remember, God is on his way back.
One more time.
Yes, I will. Just come on.
She's going to catch you. Oh.
Don't trust in nobody else. Trust in God. Remember, God is on his way back.
She just let him drop like a sack of potatoes. Next. What the? What the?
Holy.
Wait.
All right.
Let's see that again. Okay, we don't need your reaction. Let go, girl. Hey. Homeboy throwing them greenbacks out there in that chair. His shirt is gross. I told you it's a work shirt. Don't you worry about my shirt. Oh my gosh. You just want me to take my shirt off. No, it's not going to happen. All right. Reels. Funny reels.
You ready to see your bride? Okay.
Let's go, Tucker. Oh, you got a friend. You got a friend. Get her, Tucker.
Tucker, you're supposed to say that until after the wedding.
Tucker jumped on that thing real quick. Real fast and in a hurry. Golden retrievers are smart. This is funny, too.
To a grown-up. I don't want to be a fat grown-up. I want to be a skinny grown-up.
Do you know any fat grown-ups?
There's one right in front of
Ooh. Little girl got lippy. There's one right in front of me. You see the way she looked at her? That's funny. Okay. Enough funny reels. Let's do some rapid fire news. I got to go quick through these stories. Look at this from Fox News Tampa Bay. Hillsborough County holds prescribed burn as part of year-round wildfire prevention efforts. Isn't that interesting? Hillsborough County doing prescribed burns, controlled burns, as part of their wildfire prevention. Really? Isn't that interesting? Maybe that's why Florida's not on fire every year. Double talk to you. I'm not taking my shirt off. We're going to need some cash apps for that. All right. Breitbart, Minnesota man severely burned when heated insoles from China explode in boot. Look at his foot. I don't want to show that. I don't even want to look at that. I don't want to see it. It's not like his whole foot was blown off, but the whole side of his foot was like burnt down to really deep. And it was like white and it was not good to look at. So Chinese boot heating insoles, they're taking us over with the Chinese boot insoles. We got to ban TikTok and we got to ban Chinese insoles to heat your foot up. A man from Tremont, Minnesota was severely injured when his rechargeable heated insoles exploded inside his boot. Injured foot urging people not to buy rechargeable heated apparel products. Michaela said the insoles were not turned on when the incident happened, and she rushed him to an emergency room for medical attention. Doctors later contracted the burn incident at Hennepin County Medical Center regarding the case. Doctor at the ER explained to us this was second-degree burns, and the HCMC would probably want to see him to check it out. So made the appointment, headed before the morning. Come to find out it's a second-degree burn with possibility of some third-degree burns. Now it starts the process of praying that his body does what it needs to heal. I'm only writing this to say, do not buy anything that comes from China. Do not buy any rechargeable heating anything from China. It will explode. I'm reading really fast. I know I got to get through this fast. Here's another story from last week. I got this. Stubborn one sent me this in a meme, and so I just looked it up. This is from fyi.co.uk. Plant-based milk leading to higher depression risks. Study finds. People who drink plant-based milk alternatives such as almond, soy, or oat milk, gay, are at a higher risk of developing depression and anxiety compared to those who consume semi-skimmed cow's milk, new research has found. The study analyzed data from more than 350,000 people enrolled at the UK Biobank following them for over a decade. It found that's a long-term study too. It found significant correlation between the consumption of plant-based milk and an increased likelihood of experiencing depressive symptoms. Specifically, individuals who drank plant-based milks were 14% more likely to report depression and gayness. Don't drink plant-based milk. Plants don't make milk. I've got nipples. Can you milk me, Greg? Do plants have nipples? No. If it doesn't have nipples, don't drink from it. Bottom line. And no men either. Women with nipples. That's it. Cows with nipples, specifically. Don't be drinking dang plant milk. Of course you're depressed. Your life is miserable. You're drinking milk from a soy plant from China. It's going to explode in your stomach. That's why people are lactose intolerant, because they're drinking gay milk. Oat milk is delicious. Yikes, I'm gay and depressed. All the ladies in the chat, you need to stop drinking the plant-based milk. It's going to make you gay and depressed. Oats don't have titties. Yes, facts. Oats and soy plants don't have nipples. So don't drink milk from them. Next. This was from last week. First, Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners freed and ceasefire deal with Hamas. It's from NPR. Around 90 Palestinian prisoners and detainees were freed from Israeli jails and into the occupied West Bank on Sunday as part of an exchange under ceasefire deal between Hamas and Israel that went into effect Sunday morning. Their release comes hours after 3 Israeli women were set free by Hamas-led Palestinian militants who held them hostage in Gaza for 471 days. This was the first of several hostage and detainee exchanges set to take place during the planned 6-week ceasefire in Gaza that's aimed at ending the 15-month war. Negotiations to extend the deal are expected to begin in coming weeks. So, and then they just did a thing where they opened a corridor from Israel to Palestine to let the hostages out, and there's a ceasefire. And as soon as they heard about Trump coming back, they're like, okay, we need to calm down. We need to calm it down. I bought regular milk yesterday just because it was on sale, but I do prefer oat milk. I've had almond milk before, and it is tasty. I never had soy milk. I never had no dang oat milk, but I have tried almond milk. I didn't buy it. I would never buy it. Somebody else bought it, and I tasted it, and it's kind of good, but it's sweet. It's sweet, and if my milk is sweet, I've done it too, actually. But I knew a guy that used to put sugar in his milk. Like if you run out of chocolate syrup or strawberry syrup, put sugar in your milk to make it sweet. Milk's not supposed to be dang sweet because then you're going to drink too much of it. You can't drink too much milk. That's how you get bladder stones and freaking calcium deposits and all that stuff. Too much milk is a bad thing. Too little milk is a bad thing. Just the right of milk does the body good. But real milk, not no dang plant milk. this is crazy. From Yahoo, DJI will no longer stop you from flying your drone over airports or the White House. What? Wait. The Chinese drone maker that sent all the drones to the police stations during the BLM riots is now turning off the function. They have a function on the drones where if you try to fly over restricted airspaces, the drone will stop and turn around. You can't do it. And now they're going to take that off and you can fly your drones over airports in the White House? That doesn't sound good for you, DJI. Trump's going to shut down import of your drones to America. That was already happening recently, a couple months ago. They came out with their new flagship model, their new cheapest model, and they weren't letting it come into America. So the price jumped up on it on release date because they were hard to get. But now I guess they're letting them in, and they're just going to let them fly over the airports. That's a great idea. Less than a month after drone swarms haunted New Jersey's night sky. And whatever happened to that? Did the drones just stop, or are they still out? What's going on with that? Was that BS? Was that whole story nonsense? DJI removed the geofencing features that finally ended the panic over the Garden State. Geofencing features that finally ended the panic over the garden. Chinese drone producer announced a software update that replaced the guardrails that prevented operators from flying into restricted airspace with an in-app warning that can be easily ignored. So wait, if they made it easy to ignore the warning, then how did that stop the... Federal Aviation Administration doesn't require drone manufacturers to lock out operators from no-fly zones, like around airports in the White House. In late December, the agency designated the skies above 22 communities in New Jersey as national defense airspace, immediately preventing drones from flying there. However, DJI voluntarily geofenced these areas defined by the FAA for a decade. That's now gone. The Verge looked into the reasoning behind DJI's decision. In a blog post, DJI characterizes this as placing control back in the hands of drone operators. DJI suggests that technologies like remote ID, which publicly broadcast the location of a drone and their operator during flight, are providing authorities with the tools needed to enforce existing rules. DJI Global Policy Head Adam Welsh tells The Verge. I don't know. It sounds like China is trying to get some drones doing some, I don't know. Conspiracy drone time. The freaking laser drones are coming. The Space War is coming. Check this out. Look at this. This is an update on the underground oceans. Remember we talked about the underground ocean not too long ago? How there's water under the mantle of the earth 400 miles deep, 3 times the amount of all the oceans in the world combined, water in what we assume is the liquid hot molten magma cool core of the earth. It's BS. It's all BS. This mantle is a tunnel system. There's oceans and there's islands down there. Look at this. Continent-sized islands found inside Earth are 100 times taller than Mount Everest. Scientists have discovered 2 continent-sized regions hidden deep within the Earth's mantle, referred to in recent study as islands. Research from Utrecht University reveals that these regions are not only hotter than their surroundings, but are also ancient, dating back at least 500 million years, allegedly. The findings challenge conventional theories about the Earth's mantle being a well-mixed and rapidly flowing system. Instead, the research suggests there is much less flow within the mantle than previously believed. Duh. Right again. There's oceans and tunnels and networks and Nephilim and dragons and freaking dinosaurs down there. Hidden inside the Earth. Hidden islands inside Earth. These subterranean islands are buried 1,200 miles beneath our feet and reach heights of roughly 620 miles, dwarfing every mountain peak found on Earth's surface and every other planet in our solar system. The regions in question, located beneath Africa and the Pacific Ocean, were first identified in the late 20th century through seismic analysis. When large earthquakes strike, they cause the Earth to resonate like a bell, producing oscillations that seismologists can analyze to reveal subsurface anomalies. The studies show the presence of what scientists now call large, low seismic velocity provinces. Nobody knows what they are and whether they are only a temporary phenomenon or if they have been sitting there for millions or perhaps even billions of years. Well, that's hard to do if Earth's only 10,000 years old, but whatever. Explains study senior author Arwen Deuce, a seismologist at Utrecht University. So not only are there underground oceans, there's underground islands, there's tunnels, there's Metholithic dig sites that show that they tunneled down deep into the earth. Why would they do such a thing? Because the flood was coming. The waters were rising. There's 2 ways to deal with this. We either build a tall structure like a pyramid. We either get our harness the behemoth, put a leaf in front of his face, and make him drag the heavy rocks so we can build a tall structure. What's the simplest way to build a tall structure? A pyramid, because the waters are rising. And they're trying to get out of the waters. Or you tunnel. You tunnel deep into the ground. Tartaria. There's a whole network of tunnels in the Earth's mantle. Think of lava rock, how it's very porous, and it looks like tunnels for ants inside of rock. Now imagine that times a million, way bigger tunnels. There's a whole intricate network of tunnels and oceans and islands at the core of the Earth. It's not a liquid, hot, molten magma. It's Sheol. It's what's the word? What's the Hebrew word for hell? I forget it. It starts with a G-E-N. Janata. I can't remember the word. Anyway, they got dragons. They got Nephilim. They got underground oceans, underground islands, black attack copters, and they're turning the freaking frogs gay. We could build big boats made from cedar so it smells nice for the core of the Earth. I don't know if I could do vegetarian. Yes, Tartaria, bottom of the Earth. They're going to destroy the Earth. All right, let's wrap up rapid fire news with some drama, a little drama section. And then we'll talk about biblical suffering for like 30 minutes before I got to go to work. Little drama stuff. So, Destiny drama, everybody's been talking about it. I'm not going to spend much time on it, but apparently there was some revenge porn with this pixie chick. Then this cherry chick came out and said that he, without her permission, recorded the audio of a sexual experience that they had. And Destiny is this weird Coomer gremlin degenerate guy, and he has sex with these girls who want clout because he has money and clout, and they want his clout. So they become his orbiter, and then he bangs them so that they can get popular. And he records it secretly, and now he's threatening to expose it. I haven't heard a lot of people mentioning this, but apparently this started from some guy said that he should be on a sex offender registry. And Destiny said, if you try to do that, I have information on 20 streamers that will get them all on a registry. So all the streamers are going to be sex offenders here pretty soon. Let's clean house. Destiny allegedly threatens to expose 20 streamers following sex offender registry accusations. Controversial internet personality Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II, widely known as Destiny, has sparked a heated online debate after allegedly threatening to expose 20 other streamers if he is added to the sex offender registry. This claim surfaced following allegations tied to revenge porn incidents. The controversy, and this is from Tribune.com, the controversy began on January 22nd, 2025, when a video of Kick streamer Jestelk, J-S-T-L-K, surfaced online, suggesting that Destiny should be listed on Florida's sex offender registry. In response, Destiny allegedly stated, "Bro, if I need to go on the sex offender list, I'm taking like 20 other streamers with me, okay? Lol." Lol. On January 23rd, JSTLK posted a screenshot of an alleged message from Destiny, further fueling the debate. Destiny's alleged statement reads, "I can't believe I'm being accused of being malicious with other people's pornographic images, video, and audio. If I go down for it, I will retaliate by exposing the sexual endeavors of my fellow streamers." So, streamer Cherry also weighed in and criticizing Destiny and urging others not to be intimidated by his alleged threats. "Do not let this man scare you or threaten you into thinking you are the same as him. Do not let Destiny make you think your silence or support of him up to this point is a scarlet A on your name forever." Meanwhile, Twitch streamer Pixie has reportedly raised $27,000 to sue Destiny, adding to the ongoing tension within the streaming community. So, a lot of drama in the Destiny sphere. The fall of the Coomer Empire. Take them all to jail, Trump. All right. And so that's a little drama there, but we got more drama. We got a little more drama, and I feel like this is more important. From the Economic Times, Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston dating rumors. What's really going on? Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston, two of the most iconic figures in their respective fields, recently became the center of an unexpected dating rumor. The story sparked massive speculation online, leaving fans questioning the authenticity of these claims. But what's really going on? Here's everything you need to know about the viral rumors, blah, 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 blah. What sparked the Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston rumors? The rumor began when speculative reports on social media claimed a connection between Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston. While no solid evidence supported the story, it quickly gained traction due to their widespread popularity and influence. Social media platforms, especially Twitter, were flooded with questions and memes as fans tried to decipher whether the rumor had any truth. I don't know. Obama likes men, right? I think maybe he's bi, if that's a thing. But they're saying, so Michelle didn't show up at Jimmy Carter's funeral, and the reason she gave was that she had another affair. She had an affair to deal with. And then she didn't show up at Trump's inauguration, and she gave no reason. So people were saying, is she sick? Is her health, like, is she okay? Why is she not in the spotlight? Usually if you see one Obama, you see two Obamas. And Michelle's nowhere to be seen. She's not showing up anything. Is she healthy? Is she okay? Then these rumors start coming out about Jennifer Aniston. And people start thinking, oh, maybe there's trouble in the Obama household, the Hussein Obama household. Jennifer Aniston. Maybe there's trouble in the Hussein Obama home front. Maybe Big Mike found out about old Jen. Maybe Obama got tired of being the bottom. He wanted to act like a man again. Are Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston dating? No. There is no truth to the rumors that Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston are dating. These claims have been widely dismissed by reliable sources. Like who? Barack and Jennifer? Who are your reliable sources? I don't know. Let's see. So here's when Jennifer Aniston addressed it on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm going to have to skip around a lot in here because I know this will hit
Our first guest tonight is a legendary star of screens, big
Legendary
and small.
star.
She is one of the most loved human beings in all the world. Her new book, which is for kids, is called Clydio Takes a Bite Out of Life.
Yeah. Woo. She look all right in that dress, though. You think she's a man? Not everybody is a man, Matthew. Or who said that? Oh, Stubborn One said that. Not everybody's a man, Stubborn One. Is it Jennifer Aniston? I guess Obama is attracted to that type.
To come here.
Guy I never met, who I really would have liked to have met because he seemed like a great man.
I wish
is
I
somebody
timestamped
that
it.
You worked with a couple of times, right?
I did. I actually was lucky enough to direct my first short.
Where's this? Guys, I didn't timestamp it.
Hey, play for an ultra?
Racing for an ultra.
I didn't timestamp it. This is her getting
by
oil
black
thrown
paint,
on her.
Yeah.
and then they put this in as like kind
He
of
holds up a
clickbait
tabloid
thing in one of these
cover.
tabloids, and it seemed like somebody did this to you.
Correct. And I was getting endless texts that came with me.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Oh, here it is.
that is.
The truth about Jen and Barack.
That's kind of, that was.
She's stuttering a little bit. Huh. Of course, this is a fake stutter. She's an actress. This is all fake, planned out bit.
Of all the calls you get from your publicist where you're just like, oh no, what's it going to be? Or the email saying, some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does your
I was not
publicist
mad
ever
at
go
it.
like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
Well, I know it's
Yeah. Of course you'd say that, Jen.
not true.
Yeah.
I just don't know if everybody knows.
Well, it is untrue.
Some people, it is untrue. So the truth about
I call BS. I don't trust you. You're an actress. You're paid to lie to people.
Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is
It
no
untrue.
truth.
You know Barack Obama.
I actually don't believe this. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't believe it because I don't think Beta Barack could pull Jennifer Aniston. She is a hyper liberal, so maybe she just wants like the Destiny followers, she just wants the fame and the clout. But here's a new report. This is from 2 days ago. Rumors are truth. Oh my God, people, be serious. Jennifer Aniston and Barack Obama are not having an affair. In Touch magazine reported on it. If you guys have ever seen Men in Black, you know that the supermarket tabloids are where all the truth is at. Michelle betrayed as Anniston steals her husband's attention. A lot of people have been spreading fake news about me and Obama. We have nothing going on, please. Shut up, Jen. Rumors are spreading across the internet. Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston are having an affair, which explains why Michelle Obama missed Jimmy Carter's funeral. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are they having an affair? Who knows? Anniston is actually a man in black. Anniston is a man in black? All right. All right, let's get serious for a bit. All right. We're going to do a little deep talk, Bible thumping. We're going to talk about why suffering and struggling is good, why we should rejoice in our struggling. I thought of this because was talking to James, and he was like, man, I'm going through something. I'm struggling with something. And we talked about it with him for a while. He wants a lady. He wants a lady in his life. He feels lonely, and he wants to find his lady. He wants to find his woman, And I understand. Totally understand loneliness. But, yeah, we're going Bible thump. But so I want to talk about how, as men, suffering is not only good, not only necessary, but we should rejoice in it. We should love our suffering. We should love our struggles. And once you get to but the problem is, once you get to the point where you rejoice in your suffering, you quickly find out that there is no suffering, that it's not real. So let me open this real quick. It's called Suffering Makes Us Stronger. Suffering makes us stronger. So to preface, a lot of these verses are talking specifically about suffering or being persecuted for being a Christian. That the world is going to come for you and you're going to suffer for being a Christian. But I'm going to expand it a little bit, and I'm going to say all suffering is good. I've been trying to go through my head and find examples of suffering that doesn't make you stronger, suffering that you shouldn't rejoice in. But even things they don't mention here, I still think we should rejoice in those suffering. Even self-inflicted things that we do to ourselves, drug addiction, prison, anything, anything when you feel guilty and you feel like it's your fault, and it is your fault. Well, it's not really your fault. It's the deceiver whispering into your ear, controlling you. But you deserve that punishment, and God made a lot of us hard-headed. Like me, I'm a hard-headed person. I had to get sense knocked into me a couple times, and go through some really dark times and some dark places. And now I look back at it and I see that it was necessary. I couldn't have been any other way. There's no other way it could have been. I'm hard-headed. I needed it. So even like self-inflicted struggles that we go through when you're on the streets, when you're in a jail cell, when you're addicted to a drug or something, this suffering, if you can learn to rejoice in that suffering and sit in it and feel the pain and soak in the pain, it will make you stronger, and you can overcome it and come out the better end as a better person. But a lot of these verses are specifically talking about suffering for Christ's sake, suffering persecutions as Christians, because when you start to get closer to God, that's when the devil amps up. That's when he really turns on the heat and he comes for you. Satan will let the degens be the degens. That's why I don't think Destiny's gonna really suffer too much because of this mess that he's going through. He'll be fine. He'll pay a lawyer. He'll pay some settlement fees, Everybody's going to make more money off this. All the accusers are going to get paid. Destiny's going to lose money, but his name is in people's mouths for a while. You know, he keeps them in the limelight. The degens, when they suffer, you know, the devil will let them not suffer. Sometimes they'll even get worldly things that make it look like they're doing better when they're doing evil. But that's short-term blessings because they're going to burn for a long time afterwards. But as Christians, we suffer and we're persecuted. The world hates you, and Satan turns on the heat when you start to move away from him. Just like God wants us all to be his children. He doesn't want to see anybody perish. Satan wants to see us all perish. He doesn't want to lose his children. So when you start to move away from him, he'll try to hold on tighter. He'll crank up the heat. Let's look at a few verses. Let me see. What's the chat saying? Wally, what's up? Destiny doesn't know how bad he's down. I love James. I wish he could find someone too. It will happen when he's meant to. Yeah. And that's like one of the points of this is when you're dealing with loneliness or fear or doubt, worry, sadness, depression, all of these things, you can learn to rejoice in these things and be grateful for them, and it will make you stronger. You, instead of seeking a way out of it, instead of trying to run away from it and run to something worldly to save you from it, you just run to God. You just turn to God and you seek him in his right way along with nothing else, and everything will be added to you. That doesn't mean you're not going to suffer. You're still going to suffer. You're still going to go through it. And we have to sit in that and embrace it. And that's how we overcome things. When you learn to rejoice in your suffering, you quickly find out that there is no suffering. None of this is real. This is the world. Your pain, your sadness, physical pain, emotional pain, mental illness, your depression, your anxiety, all of these things are just illusions. They're deceptions in your mind from the deceiver. So that's why you put on your helmet to protect you from those fiery darts that Satan's spitting at you into your mind. He's telling you you're sad. What is sadness? There is no sadness. That's not even a thing. It's fake. What is depression? What is anxiety, worry? God casts out all fear, doubt, and worry. Not just some, not just half of it, but all of it. And then you realize there is no suffering. We're just living life. We're just going through the rigmarole. Like puppets on strings. We're just following the path that we're on. And there is no suffering. And then you can't rejoice in your suffering anymore because you realize you never had any to begin with. But this is 1 Peter 4:12-14. Beloved, do not think it strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. There's nothing strange is happening to you. This fiery trial that you're going through is not a strange thing. It's not rare. It's not unusual. It's not unique to you. Everybody goes through it. Deal with it, and it'll make you stronger. But rejoice to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy. If you are reproached for the name of Christ, blessed are you, for the Spirit of glory and God rests upon you. On their part, he is blasphemed, but on your part, he is glorified. So when you become a Christian and you're going through suffering, you're going through struggle, rejoice in it. Because Christ suffered for us too. So who are we to not have to deal with a little bit of suffering and man up and face it head on and feel the pain and sit through it and then come out the other end and defeat it? And it's done. It's no more. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. And I would say don't even tell people about it. The world pushes better help and and therapy and go. You got to talk to somebody. You don't got to talk to nobody about it. Bury that shit deep down inside of you. Bury that stuff. Sorry, I cussed. Bury that stuff deep down inside of you and soak it up and be a man. Harness it. Use it. Use your anger for something good. And eventually you realize you don't need anger. Use your sadness to better yourself. Say, I'm depressed. I'm sad. You know what? That means I got to work twice as hard. I got to have 2 jobs. I got to go to the gym for 2 hours instead of 20 minutes or not at all. Maybe instead of sitting in a chair all the time, I need to get out and do something. With this depression, I shouldn't have time to be bored or depressed or anxious. Too much stuff. We're men. There's too much to do. Take that. Shove it deep down inside you. The therapist will tell you this is bad advice. Screw the therapist. Forget about the therapist. And I'm specifically talking to men because for women, I believe in the order of God. The women are freed from this through their fathers and their husbands. The women are the weaker vessel. The women have to go through the man. The man has to go through Christ, Christ through to the Father. The only way to the Father is through the Son, God, then Christ, then man, then woman, then children. The children go to the mother, who goes to the Father, who goes to Christ, who goes to his Father. And that's how we defeat these things. But as men, we got to know how to not cry about it, not get depressed, not be sad. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, my legs hurt. Let me run to the doctor to get some prescriptions. I need a painkiller. This is why the Sackler family made billions of dollars, is because they realized that everybody has pain and that everybody wants a way out of their pain. They want a quick, easy way out. They want short-term gratification. They want it right now. And the Sackler family learned how to monetize that with the Oxycontins, pain pills, and they started feeding them to people, and they made them really accessible, and everybody gets on pain pills, and then people start dying. The alcohol is not the way out. The pot is not the way out. The pain pills are not the way out. The therapist is not the way out. Crying and whining about it is not the way out. The way out is double down, man up, get to work. You have work to do. We have work to do. We don't have time for this mess. When you feel sad, praise God. Praise God, I feel sad. Now I need to get to work and make myself not focus on this sadness anymore. When you get angry, when you get fearful, when you lose a relative, and then when you're suffering from your own inflictions, praise God. This gives me a chance to look at myself and to get better from it, to grow from it. Matthew 5:10-12. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. First so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Hebrews 10:32-34. But recall the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great struggle with sufferings, partly why you were made a spectacle both by reproaches and tribulations, and partly why you became companions of those who were so treated. For you had compassion on me in my chains, and joyfully accepted the plundering of your goods, knowing that you have a better and an enduring possession for yourselves in heaven. So see, most of these verses are specifically talking about being persecuted for being a Christian, suffering because you become a Christian. And that's going to happen. I'm taking it a little farther and saying, when you're not a Christian and you're suffering, if you can learn that that's not real and it can make you stronger and you rejoice in it, you can be freed from those chains. You got to turn to Christ eventually, and then you're going to face more suffering. So get ready. It's not instantly going to get easier. But as your mind is renewed, we're given a new mind. You start to look at things differently. You start to see depression's not real. Anxiety is not real. Fear is not real. Sadness, all of these things are mental illness. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's something we fall into. The world convinces us that these things are real and that the only way out is through the world, through the therapist, through the meds. And it's not. That's not the answer. That's why I say point them to the cross. You don't point them to the therapist. We need to suffer. You need to suffer through that and get stronger from it. James 1:2. James. This is James 1:2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials. You're going to go through trials. You're going to go through pain. You're going to suffer. Count it as joy. Rejoice in it. It's awesome. It's amazing. When somebody tells me a sad story, I say, awesome. That's great. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you're suffering right now. Suffer and die. Suffer and die. What does that mean? It means you're suffering right now. You're going through something. You need to die and be born again, and then you'll realize you can't suffer anymore. Because when you start to suffer, you'll rejoice in it. You'll be joyful in your suffering. Be like, this is awesome. This is what I need. I need some pain right now. It's going to make me tougher. 1 Peter 2:19-20. For this is commendable if because of conscience towards God one endures grief, suffering wrongfully. For what credit is it if when you are beaten for your faults, you take it patiently? But when you do good and suffer, if you take it patiently, this is commendable before God. So this is kind of like what I was talking about. And I think that the 1 Peter is making a good point here. If you're being beaten and punished because of your faults, because of the wrong that you're doing, because you're following your daddy Satan, if you're being punished and suffering for that, you don't want to patiently sit and endure that. There's no credit to you for patiently enduring that. What you want to do in that situation is you want to overcome that by turning to Christ. Then once you're born again and your mind is renewed, then when you start to suffer, you'll look at it differently and you'll just sit patiently in it and you'll wait for your next mission. You'll wait for the next thing that you have to do for God. But when you're suffering because your daddy is Satan, your father is the devil, then you don't want to sit patiently in that. You want to find the way out of that. You need to move towards getting away from that. And the problem is Satan plays with us and he deceives us and he makes us think that the way that we escape it is through the world. The way we escape the suffering of the world is not through the world. That just leads to more suffering. It may feel good. It may feel nice when you're on some drugs. It may feel nice when you go get to complain to some pretty liberal therapist lady. It may feel good. It make you feel good. You might get an endorphin rush or a dopamine hit. But then you're on the roller coaster of life. Instead of just sitting on that roller coaster of life, there's a way off. There's a way off of that roller coaster, and that's Christ. You get off of the roller coaster of life, and now when the ups and downs start to happen, you say, no. I'm on a straight and narrow path. I'm not on this roller coaster anymore. I don't have to be on that. When I suffer, it's awesome. When I'm doing good, it's awesome. It's all a blessing from God. Every second is a blessing from God. When my body drops, that's a blessing. Let's go. I get cancer. Hey, I'm about to see my father. That's it. There is no more roller coaster. So that's kind of the way I take that. 1 Peter 2:19 is if you're beaten for your faults, what credit is you to take it patiently? But when you do good and suffer, if you take it patiently, this is commendable before God. What are you guys talking about? Nothing. Nobody cares about what I'm saying. Anyway. 1 Peter 4:16, yet if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God in this matter. If you're a Christian and you think you're suffering, you should glorify God. And then you'll realize that you were never suffering in the first place because he's got us. He's got your back. It's going to be fine. So they departed, Acts 5:41. So they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. Philippians 1:29, for you it has been granted on behalf of Christ, not only to believe in him, but also to suffer for his sake. When we suffer, we're suffering for Christ's sake. Because he suffered, we can deal with a little bit of suffering too. Let's see. 1 Peter 1:6-7. In this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while, if need be, you have been grieved by various trials, that the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Romans 5:3. I have a longer version of this. Romans 5:3-5. This is from the ESV. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. We rejoice in our suffering. Suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces hope. And hope does not put us to shame. That's based. I don't care who you are. That's based. Life is less worth living if you're afraid. You have to be able to enjoy it based. Yeah. And even if you're afraid, rejoice in your fear. You can't have bravery without fear. The fear is necessary to show the braveness. You have to have something to fight against. You have to have something to overcome. As men, we need something to overcome. We need an obstacle. We need a challenge. So if that's your challenge, is your fear, face it. Maybe you're not ready to face it yet. Then sit in it and be patient. Be patient in your fear. If you don't know what to do, do nothing. But when the time comes, you'll know, and you'll face that fear, and you'll realize you were never really afraid. The fear was fake. The fear was an illusion. There's nothing to be afraid of. You just thought there was something to be afraid of because Satan was whispering in your ear, you're afraid of this. So sit in that, rejoice in that fear, and when the time comes, you'll know, and you'll face it, and you'll overcome it, and you'll look back and say, what was I even afraid of? There was nothing. I was scared of roller coasters when I was a kid, which is, kind of ties back to the roller coaster of life analogy. I was scared of a roller coaster. I went on one little roller coaster, and it freaked me out when I was real little. So then we would go to the Busch Gardens, and there was huge roller coasters, and I would never go on them. And my uncles and my dad and my mom, they'd go on the roller coasters, and I'd have to sit there in the kid waiting area and wait for them. And I was afraid. I wouldn't get on the roller coaster. And then finally, when I finally, shaking in my boots, stepped into that roller coaster and rode that roller coaster, bro, I was like, again, let's go, do it again. And I went on the roller coaster 20 more times in a row after that. I said, I want to ride in the front. I want to ride in the back. I'm putting my hands up. I don't need hands, Mom. Look at this. We're going upside down, no hands. No hands gang up in here. And I loved it. And then I looked back and I said, well, that was stupid that I was afraid of that. What was I afraid of? There was nothing to be afraid of. I bet it felt so good to get on that dang coaster. Yeah, I didn't want to get off. I wanted to stay on it forever. 2 Corinthians 12, 8 through 10. Concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Based. Therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. That's the best one right there. I take pleasure in my infirmities, in my needs. When I need something, take pleasure in that. Rejoice in that. When you feel that yearning for, which I don't think you should be yearning for no woman, but if you're feeling that need, then sit in it and rejoice in it. Because when you're weak, you're strong. It'll make you stronger. Face it, resist it, and it will make you stronger. Reproaches, persecutions, distress, infirmities, sickness, pain, physical pain, all of it. Count it all as blessings, because when you're weak, you're strong. I would rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Most gladly, my strength is made perfect in weakness. That's it. I be yearning for the ladies. Look. Don't be yearning for the ladies now. I know young men getting lonely out there, but listen, you're making yourself stronger. You'll grow from that. It'll make you stronger. It'll make you better. Therefore, let those who suffer according to the will of God commit their souls to him in doing good as to a faithful creator. Now, there are a lot of people who fall to their sufferings. I've lost a lot of friends to suicide, drug overdoses. I consider a drug overdose a suicide. Same thing. You did something that killed you, that you knew would kill you. And all of them were warned plenty of times, if you keep this up, you're going to die. So when they die, that's basically a suicide. They lost the battle. They didn't rejoice in their struggling, and they didn't seek to overcome it through Christ. They were seeking to overcome it through AA and NA and rehab and tapering or switching to a different thing. I'm going to try this drug instead of this drug, or people who take their lives from depression. They lose their battle with depression, as they say it. They lost their battle with Satan. That's who they lost their battle with. The answer is not in the world. The answer is not in, if you're depressed, the answer is not more money. It's not a woman. It's not a better job. It's not a bigger house. It's not a nicer car. It's not a bottle of Prozac. The answer is Christ. That's how you turn away from that suffering, that worldly suffering. Then you're going to suffer a different kind of suffering for Christ's sake, and you're going to rejoice in it and love it. But a lot of people are not made stronger by their suffering. So that's how technically I'm halfway wrong on this whole thing, because we've lost a lot of young men to that. And whether it be drug overdoses or suicide, they were not made stronger through their suffering. They gave in to their suffering, and it destroyed them. Satan destroyed them because nobody told them that there's a way out. There is a way out of this, but it's not through the world. You have to leave the world. You have to be in the world, but not of the world. You have to step out of the world And then you're given a new mind. You're given a new body. You're given a new soul. Everything is new. Everything is made new. And you start to see the world differently, and you start to talk differently. You start to act differently, and you walk differently. And then instead of fighting against your father Satan by turning to the world to save you, you just put it all on Christ, and Christ got you. And so, we need to get that message out there so young men can, because young men are taking their lives in high numbers. One last verse here, and then I got to go. This is like one of my favorite passages from the Bible. Everybody knows Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But more important here is Philippians 4:10 through 13. So this is Paul talking, and he's been imprisoned, he's been stoned, he's been beaten, he's been persecuted, he's been chased down, he's a wanted man, he's running away from things, trying to escape people who want to cut his head off. And Paul says, I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at length you have revived your concern for me. You were indeed concerned for me, but you had no opportunity. Not that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. Every situation, be content. You should be content in everything. Any suffering, when you're blessed, you're content. You're not happy. We don't want to be on that roller coaster of happiness and sadness, happiness and sadness. We always should have joy. Joy is not an emotion. It's a fruit of the Spirit. It's not the same as happiness, which is a gay emotion. That's why happy means gay. But joy is a fruit of the Spirit. We should always be joyous in every situation, when I was sleeping in the snow, I was content. I was joyous because I was seeking God. And then everything starts to fall into place. Everything gets better. But at the worst time in my life, at rock bottom, when I turned to God, I realized it's not so bad. And I got videos of me sleeping in the snow, and I'm just smiling, talking, making YouTube videos, like whatever. Just living life, working at Wendy's. And it was great. But Paul says, not that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So you could be hungry or you could be stuffed. You could be poor, you could be rich. You could be homeless, you could have a mansion. None of it matters, because in all of it, you should have the same amount of joy and the same amount of contentment in all situations, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I like that. Philippians 4:10 through 13. So that's all I got to say about that. That's my little message. Ding! Message. And let's see what chat was saying. It's weak to do that. I've had some friends go with the pills. Yeah, I've had a lot of dead homies. Had a pal shoot himself at a different pal's house with a shotgun he got from the guy's house. Very tragic and very inconsiderate. Yep. Yeah. People say they lost their battle to depression. I say they lost their battle with Satan. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and wickedness in high places. Santa ain't real. My mom even told me so. Oh, you said Satan. Carry on. Santa is real. It's weak to do. Happened to my first son when he was in me. The pregnancy was extremely traumatic for me, Rob. I was only 18. I missed the earlier stuff. He was 24. I'm going to drop this whole subject. Yeah, it's a tough subject. I understand. You call everyone gay and retarded when you're joyous. When you rejoice in the Lord, you call everyone gay and retarded. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. Are you crazy? I know we've all lost people to that. It's an epidemic. It's an evil epidemic, but there is a way out. But sometimes we don't reach people in time, or that's why we have to trumpet it from the rooftops. We can't. You got to let your light shine, because you don't want to get to heaven and not see somebody and regret and think. I don't think there will be regret in heaven, but so this is really just a concept that I don't even think is possible. But basically the idea is, I don't want there to be somebody that I could have told and I didn't. And maybe that was the opportunity that they had to hear it, and then I didn't do it. So, but that's why I do. It's not my choice. That's why I do this. Also, all that is self-inflicted. It does not apply to the average person, Josh. Not the way you were applying it, in my opinion. Not sure what you mean by that. He drowned, no drugs or anything. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but anyway, I don't know. I must have missed one of the chats, and I gotta go. I can't scroll up and read it all, but sorry to hear about that. I'm not saying that whoever died of, I don't know, but anyway, everything happens for a reason. So even things like that, even loss of a loved one, if you mourn it too long, then you get depressed. Instead, you got to find a way to rejoice in that suffering, and it'll make you stronger. Easier said than done, I know, but it is possible. But thank you for the stream. No problem, Robert. All right, guys, I got to go to work. I got to go. Tomorrow morning, Bible study, Genesis. John Mosman got me a better thumbnail. He made me a thumbnail, and then I added a little bit to it, and then he made my version even better. He's the thumbnail expert. So, suffering is growth, and we should celebrate growth. Let it go. You're not your kankakis. What? So tomorrow morning, Genesis, we're going to wrap up Noah's flood, the Tower of Babel, probably get into the beginning of Abraham. And so it should be interesting. I got a lot to say about the Tower of Babel. So we're going to get into that tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys. Be there or be square. But I got to go. I got to get to work. God bless everybody. Have a good night. We out. Peace. Let me find, is anybody streaming? Hold on. Dang, I'm not going to be late, but it's going to be close. Modern day debate. Grid is live. Okay. 5:48. Is he still live? I don't have time for this. I'll just send you over to Jess's channel. Because I don't even know if he's really live. Go say hi to Jess. She's nice. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you later. Peace. Buff is live? Oh, let's send you to Buff then. I haven't seen Buff in a while. He abandoned me. Where's Buff? There he is. Buff is live. All right, go say hi to Buff. Sorry, Jess. Buff gets it. He hasn't got one in a while. All right, later, everybody. God bless. I'm out. Peace.